What if tomorrow morning the whole world wakes up and decides they will be authentic, they will speak their mind, they will be honest, and they will stick true to what they really feel and believe and actually express that? Can you imagine what would have happened? Well, my first thought when this thought crossed my mind was chaos, probably, because everyone would, start sharing how they feel, and majority of the people would be very surprised. A lot of jobs would have been quit. A lot of people would have ended their relationships. A lot of people would have done nothing or just sit at home, or a lot would have changed. I would really like to encourage you. What would it feel like for you to think? What would it feel like for you if this was the case? If you wake up tomorrow and you decide that you're going to speak your mind, that you're going to tell people around you how you feel, what you think, what are your values, what do you want, and you wouldn't, just be authentic self, let's put it that way so it's easier. What would have happened? Probably a lot of negative things come across your mind. I would lost my job, I couldn't feed my kids, and so on and so forth. Would end relationships and stuff like that. People would not like me, and a lot of bad things, I presume. Because you start thinking what happens if you do that. But if you stop and think about it, isn't that exactly what you should have done? You have one life, and it's a very limited amount of time considering the length and the time that earth or the universe has been around. It's just 100 years. It's tiny little fragment of time that you have it on your disposal. So first of all, think about what would the world look like if everyone would have done that. And the second thing is go inside and think about what would have happened for you. And then once that happens, and all the chatter and the thoughts and stuff like that, think about how much time you have left to express yourself, to be authentic, to do what you really love, to spend time with people you admire, you want to learn from, or the people that you love in general. Read the books you like, do the things you enjoy, travel maybe, write a book, or whatever it is. You don't have much time. And the question is, how many compromises or how long will you continue making those compromises in your life and not live authentically and fully and openly and rock and roll all together? That's it's a lot of work, a lot of thoughts. Now I would like to give you another perspective as well. We said at the beginning that everyone, it would have probably been a chaotic day or the next decade if people really started to be authentic and open and share and just do what they really enjoy and think and so on. But another perspective is, what about if this is already happening at the present moment anyway? Most of the people of the world are free to do whatever they want. Everybody wakes up in the morning, but the problem is, how do they spend it? Do they spend it in the quiet desperation and I don't want to do this, I don't want to go to work, I don't want to associate with these people and all the negative thoughts, or they actually wake up and do what they like? It's a lot of things to think about. I would really like to encourage you to stop and think, first of all, how would it change for you if you really start living authentic life in the eyes of you have a limited time, and on the other hand you are actually doing right now exactly what you want because you are free. You're not in a prison, probably, if you're watching this. Nobody is holding you physically at the place. You can do whatever you want. So apparently what you're doing is what you want to be doing because you are free. Two sides to the same coin. I believe personally that if we would have, started living our authentic lives in this material perspective that I opened this, conversation with, it would have been chaos at the moment, but long term, we would be towards, let's call it spiritual enlightenment and presence and just being authentic with the universe. But on the other hand, if you look at it from a broad perspective, we are already doing exactly that. All the experiences in your life, all the things that happen to you are actually the road towards that thing. And it's a never ending one. So it's a very interesting paradox, let's call it that way. And it just depends from which side you look at it. But the bottom line is you still live in this material, physical existence to some degree, even if you're enlightened. And you need to go by some rules by society and expectations and stuff like that. But you can make them a misery or a bad journey, or you can make it something that will, inspire you and others and encourage you and others and will make you feel happier more often than not, and so on. So the message of this, little talk is think about how authentic you are in life, how much you share yourself from the bottom of your heart, because it will make it easier for you. You will enjoy your life more. Others around you will enjoy it more. And eventually, the whole evolution of, being very materialistic to very spiritual, will happen. There's a lot of different ideas in this one, but that's my point exactly. Do think about it, contemplate it, write about it, read books on it, and let's make this world a really cool place to be in the next years to come. And if you don't follow me yet, if you're not subscribed to what I do, and if you don't leave comments, I encourage you to do so, because it shows me that I am on the right track sharing all this stuff, and that you have something, of value coming out of it. And I wish you a very, very lovely and present and authentic week ahead.